Lick it! I won't do a thing until you lick it.
This is the story of how the government watched one of America's most celebrated actresses simply because she refused to stay silent. She worked with CORE, the NAACP, and other major civil rights organizations shaping the movement at the time. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover viewed civil rights activism as a threat. Under his leadership, the Bureau launched COINTELPRO, a program designed to disrupt, discredit, and neutralize activists the government considered dangerous.
What we desperately need today is patriotism founded on a real understanding of the American ideal.
None of this was illegal, none of it was violent, but in the eyes of the FBI, visibility itself was the threat. Age did not protect her from surveillance. Influence never does. Her file is one piece of a much larger story, a government that feared its own citizens, not because of what they did, but because of what they believed.
America has met us with a false face, with a racism that has made rage the basic rhythm of our lives, a racism that has trampled self-esteem and numbed hope.
Most people know Ruby Dee from the screen, A Raisin in the Sun, Broadway, Hollywood, Emmy Award winner, elegant, accomplished, beloved. But there was another side to Ruby Dee that most people didn't see. By day, she stood on stages. By night, she stood on picket lines. In 1963, she emceed the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. 250,000 people gathered at the Lincoln Memorial. Ruby Dee introduced the speakers and set the tone. For over 40 years, she was active in the Harlem Writers Guild. She didn't just perform other people's words, she wrote her own.
Harlem is all I remember. The sounds, the smells, the people, the apartment house on 137th Street and 7th Avenue.
Ruby and her husband Ossie Davis were personal friends with Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X. When Malcolm X was assassinated in 1965, Ossie gave the eulogy. Ruby was there.
Afro-American Malcolm. Malcolm had stopped being Negro years ago. It had become too small, too puny, too weak a word for him.
Ruby Dee and her husband Ossie Davis were watched as a unit. Two respected artists, two outspoken activists. To the Bureau, that combination mattered.
And I notice you don't lie as much.
And I notice she works better.
Then they let us join. We served our mistress and master in slavery time, not God.
This was the era of the Red Scare, the belief that communism wasn't coming through armies, but through voices. And Ruby Dee had one people listen to. The file shows concern about her reach, her credibility, her ability to influence public opinion, not for what she did, but for who she could inspire. In 1999, at 77 years old, Ruby Dee was arrested protesting the police killing of Amadou Diallo. Unarmed, 41 shots fired. She stood outside police headquarters demanding accountability. At 81, she publicly opposed the invasion of Iraq, signing an open letter rejecting war in her name. Even late in life, she refused silence. Ruby Dee lived 91 years. She was celebrated on stage and screen, honored by institutions, loved by her community.
And so we must keep on telling the stories of our heroes and heroines, sung and unsung, as best we can, because it is they who urge us to hang on.